Murder, She Watched contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Murder, She Watched is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what that little crinkle is that they do.
It sounds like shuffling paper. That's in my mind. That's what I hear.
It's a detective shuffling his papers or her papers.
Like it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I like it.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Murder, She Watched, the podcast where we solve murders from our couch. Actually, we've been doing more work than that lately, I feel like. We've been getting off the couch a
We're
little
out
bit.
and about doing things. Yeah.
And hitting the googs. We've been hitting the googs a lot.
The googs and the Reddits.
My name is Amy Archer. I'm your host. I'm here today with my couch detective in arms, Kyla. Hello. Happy Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
It's Monday for us. It's Wednesday for the couch detectives because they're going to hear.
Well, happy hump day, couch detectives.
Yeah. Hope you guys are getting through it. We had breaking news today about Ellen Greenberg. Did you see this?
Yes, I haven't gotten to read any of it yet. I was at work getting the notifications on my phone, and I was shook. I saw they ruled
her. They upheld the ruling of her death as death by suicide. So I'm gonna do a follow-up episode on this.
Yes.
I need time to look through this.
Yes.
What is going on here? Not that I'm any kind of expert. I just need to. I think everybody really wants their medical and crime advice from a poet.
Obviously,
and that's what you're getting here.
Yeah, that's my first thought always. I need to find out what Amy thinks about this medical situation.
Turn to the poet. No, in all seriousness, though, I do want to do a deeper dive on that case. So I'm glad that I waited. I originally was going to put it out today, and I'm glad that I waited for this ruling.
Absolutely.
So hopefully that will be out next week for you guys. And tomorrow on Patreon. So if you sign up for Murder Club, which is a $10 commitment a month, which is like a cup of coffee a day.
100%. Well worth it.
It supports the show, and you get to hear the staircase. And tomorrow you're going to hear Becca and I did like a what did the staircase leave out kind of episode, like a deep dive.
Excited to hear that.
I'm just going to tease this, Kyla. I think I solved the case at the end.
Okay.
And it is not what anybody expects.
Oh, well, this is exciting. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so there's that. And then we're going into the scripted series, which is chef's kiss. So
yes, it's good. So it's really good.
Do you need to see Colin Firth eating out Toni Collette's asshole? You didn't think you needed it, but
it's there because whenever I think of the show, that is what I see in my mind. That is the immediate scene that pops into my mind, and it's like,
it's
just there it is.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Michael, and I'm like,
right. Like if it's Colin Firth and Toni Collette, it's a lot hotter. When you think of it being actual Michael Peterson, you're like,
yes, I know. I
get away from my asshole.
Yes. Yeah. No, thank you, Michael.
No, thank you, Daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for those 12 listeners who have not shut this off, we are going to talk today about my father, the BTK Killer. Not my father.
Yeah.
My father is just a drummer and a cartoonist. This is Kerri Rawson's father, the BTK Killer. Now, let me ask you a question.
Go.
How much did you know about BTK? Because I was a little kind of knew peripherally about him, but didn't know a lot of these details.
This is one of my up there cases where I went through a phase where I consumed all that I could on it. And it was when her book came out. I went
Kyla,
down that
I feel like you walk around with a list of top cases.
I do. It's so funny because
I love that about you.
Thank you for appreciating it, because the people in my life, now that I've been talking to people and I'm telling them that I'm doing this, and they're like, oh yeah, you should be doing this. And it's just so funny because they're like, look at you go with your murder.
I need to take a quick side quest here and ask you, what would you say are like your top cases? Like, you don't have to give me an exact number, but like, you know, my number one, for example, would be Lacey Peterson. I need to know what happened. I mean, I know what happened, but I need to see it, and I need him to admit it.
Completely.
Okay.
Yes.
So you go ahead and give us yours.
So I would say the Lacey Peterson one is on my list because I agree with you. I need it. I just need that validation.
Mhm.
I know this is one that's kind of in that vein. The O.J. Simpson case has
Mm.
always been on the front of my mind because it's just such a defining moment in our
And culture.
society and
Mhm.
culture. Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
before and after,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
it's such a big deal, and it's one of those that I will just, like, talk about forever with people because I'm like, "You need to be mad about this, and you need to care,"
Yeah.
and, like,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
so pivotal. And then the Casey Anthony case,
Mm. Mhm.
again, I just need her to say
To
it.
admit it.
I desperately need her to say it, and her parents are part of why that's so fascinating
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I find it mind-boggling that they are not on the same page and have stayed married. Like,
Me too.
the fuck do they do that?
Yeah,
And
me
they
too.
seem to hate each other. Did you see that,
The
I don't
lie
remember.
detector thing?
Yes.
Yes, yes, I
They,
saw it.
like, can't even talk, and I don't get it, and I have so many questions, and I wanna talk to her brother. I would pay so much
Oh,
money to talk to
yeah.
her brother.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
A and then my last more modern one, I would say Madeline McCann. I need to know what happened to
Oh,
Madeline
my
McCann.
mom's real into that one.
I bet her and I
I
could
mean,
sit and chat
we know that my mom's ultimate case is JBR. I mean, come
100%.
on. But Madeline McCain's a close second for her, I think.
Well, they're similar,
They're similar.
missing little girls, and,
Mhm.
it's so divided, kind of like the John Bonet case,
Mhm. Mhm.
I just
Yeah,
that's one that is so good, and I don't know, I hope someday we find out for sure what happened to her.
I agree. So my top, like I said, is Lacey Peterson. I need that POS to admit what happened.
Oh,
I would
yes.
say John Bonet's right up there. I would say, I think you're right. In terms of cases that are interesting,
Mhm.
I think OJ Simpson is, I mean, I was just, if you're a Gen Xer, like, you just know that case.
Yes. Well, and, so by technically, I'm a millennial, but I have a very heavy Gen X influence on my life.
Yeah.
My Aunt Krista, so here's your small town Indiana dynamics.
Mhm.
My mom's younger sister is closer to my age than hers. She was a surprise for my grandparents,
Okay,
and so
gotcha.
she is only 9 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
And so she was, like, one of the primary influences in my life, and
Mhm.
she's very Gen X, and I was raised in a very Gen X environment,
You're
free
what
range
year were you
design,
born?
1988.
Okay, so you're not that millennial.
No, not at
You're
all.
only 8
I'm
years
like an
into it,
old
yeah.
millennial,
Yeah.
yeah, and, like, I did not grow up with the internet like, I didn't have a
Yeah.
cell phone or anything
Yeah.
like that, but, yeah, so I grew up really country, so we were pretty free range and doing stuff,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
but you're right, that is such a Gen X vibe to that case because
Yeah.
and then there's so many other, things
Yeah,
that tie
there's so
into
many
that
others. I
politically.
don't I don't
No,
expect
for sure,
anybody
but
to get for us to remember them all, but there's
no, but
so
it's
many out
so
there.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, well, we're gonna talk about BTK. Again, did not know much about him. When I called my mom and said, "Mom, you gotta watch this," she went into a whole history of BTK. Like,
Okay, so this is one
she's
of
real
hers.
into it. Yeah, it's one of
Okay,
hers.
that tracks. Oh, man, I wanna hang out with your mom.
I told you, I'm gonna do an episode with her where we're gonna
Yes,
talk
you
about,
need
like, the
to.
murders of Scranton.
I would love that. Local murders, like, it's so interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so, this is My Father, the BTK Killer. It's Netflix, right? Netflix? Yeah, Netflix,
Yeah, Netflix.
2025, and it's our girl, Skye Borgman. Again, she's been real busy.
She
Like,
Yes, she is
I don't
cranking stuff out.
yeah, I don't know what I guess I was gonna say, I don't know if she has a job. This is her job, Amy, you
This
idiots.
is this is
Um,
this is what she does.
I guess I always assume being a writer, I always assume people do creative things as side hustles and never
Yeah,
as a
you're like,
job, but she's doing it as a job. Okay.
"What's your 9 to 5?" Yeah.
So I wanted to start off by reading a list of his victims because, I like to remember the victims and talk about the victims.
I think that's
So
fabulous.
I have Joseph Otero,
Mhm.
Julia Marie Otero, Joe Otero Jr., who was only 9,
Mm.
Josephine Otero. So that's the whole Otero family. That happened in 1974. Right after that, Catherine, Doreen Bright, and Kevin Bright. he actually escaped, so he
Kevin
didn't pass, but
survived.
he was a victim. He was
Mhm.
victimized by BTK.
100%.
Shirley Vian Relford, Nancy Jo Fox, Anna Williams, Maureen Wallace Hedge, Vicky Wedgery, and Dolores Johnson Davis. So those are the 12, I think it is, people that he has admitted
He's
to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
admitted to for
Yeah.
sure.
In detail in court.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is
Okay,
frightening.
so let me get your overall thoughts on this documentary. What did you think? Because some people
Eh,
are divided on this.
I can see that. So, I would say for Sky Borgman, I was I don't know if I wanna say the word disappointed, but I felt like there were certain things that were kind of quickly glossed over that I could have had way
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And we went into some things that were like, okay, like were there more victims?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have liked to go more into the family estrangement than
Yeah, with
that.
the mother?
That's huge because
Yeah.
I have you read her book?
No.
It's very good. Like very, very good. I didn't stop it once I started it. And the estrangement was completely new. Like per her book, they were
Oh.
still very close. I like stopped what I was doing because I was folding laundry the first time I watched this through.
Mhm.
And I looked at the TV. I was mind blown to hear that
Hmm.
because
Okay.
they were not estranged at the time she wrote her book.
I agree with you that this documentary is underwhelming. I feel like
Yeah.
if you follow the case and you know Kerri Rawson,
Mhm.
there wasn't much new here
That's what it
for
was. It was
people.
not compelling.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of new stuff. On the Bob Durst Jinx scale, I'm giving it like a 2.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
It was I mean, it's BTK, I'm always going to watch it. I love
Mhm,
BTK
mhm.
stuff, but I don't know. It
But if
wasn't
you're
and
not that into BTK, if you're gonna ask me skip it or stream it, I would say skip it.
I would too. There's
Yeah.
other documentaries that are much more informative and kind of I don't wanna say interesting, but even I don't know, a little bit.
Well, and I think, if you want to understand what it is like to be the
Mhm.
child of a serial killer, it sounds like her book might be more the avenue to go.
Million percent. I cannot recommend her book enough. If somebody is interested in this, it's very well written and she's very raw and honest in it. I
Mhm.
mean, when she writes about the day she found out he got arrested, like, you feel her emotions in her writing, it was so good. It was so
Okay.
sad, and you should read it. You would like it, I bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it on Audible. Does that count as reading it?
Yeah, that's what I do. See, Mitchell tells me that doesn't count, but
Well,
so I always say I
well,
consumed
you're
it.
overruled. Yeah. There
Thank
you
you.
go. I interfaced with it.
Yeah, I interfaced with this book.
Okay, so February 2005, I don't know why I said it that way, 2005, otherwise known as 2005. Kerri tells us, "I was 26, I was in Michigan. I stayed home from work, substitute teaching." She was a substitute teacher, she stayed home from
Yes.
work that day. She said, "I woke up and I saw this weird car,
Mm.
and a man knocked on my door and was like, 'Surprise, your dad's the BTK killer.'"
It's the FBI.
And she was like, "A what?"
Can you imagine?
I do feel like she had no idea.
I completely agree. I don't think the family had a clue. I
Mm-mm,
really
not a
don't.
clue. No.
No.
Very similar to Lisk, right? To the Long Island serial killer,
Yes,
Rex
very
Humerman.
similar. Uh-huh.
I don't feel like his family knew.
I don't either, and I mean,
And
when
why
nobody
would you?
wakes up
Why would you expect
yes.
suspect?
Nobody's waking up in the morning being like, I'm pretty sure my husband is a serial killer. I'm gonna trail him today." I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
no.
some are, but,
I mean, some couch detectives may be doing that just because we
keep an
like
eye
a
on
case. Yeah.
it. We're looking for it.
Yes. So 2023, Wichita, Kansas. Kerri Rawson now says she was up until a few years ago, she says, "I thought my father killed 10 people. That
Mhm,
is what I've been told for
mhm.
years." So I'm like, so now she wonders if her father's connected to more. So I'm at this point thinking, okay, this documentary is going to be about, are there more killers out there? And very similar to the kids in a Long Island serial killer,
Yeah.
very similar to Rex Humerman's kids. are we going to sort of see, okay, are the times that he was on vacation or do they
Right.
match up? Cross-reference is
Right.
the word I'm looking for.
Yes. Yes.
There was none of that.
No, it was like we would mention it a little here, a little there,
Mhm.
and we kind of went into it. But yeah, I know. I thought the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
So Dennis Rader was arrested in 2005. Kerri was 26 at the time. She says she spent 10 years just locking everything up, dying inside. And she said the Midwest code is you don't air your grievances. You stuff
That's
that
so
shit
true.
down.
You do, and you just press on, keep your head up,
Mhm.
and don't let anybody see you struggle.
But you know who brings it out in her? Stephen King.
Yes.
Who I feel every time Stephen King is mentioned, I feel the need to say to everyone, you need to read his craft book / memoir called On Writing. It is the best writing book ever. And
Really?
it's woven in with his memoir, which is amazing and fascinating.
I would
It's
be into
his
that.
story is incredible.
I'm
Incredible.
a Stephen King book
Mhm.
reader. I love
Yeah.
them. I
Yeah.
love them. Have you
Yep.
seen The Good Wife, the movie that she's talking about?
No, I
Very
have not.
good. I
Do I
like
need to?
it.
Okay.
Yes, it's really scary.
So she says, he was writing this story at the
Mhm,
time and he was being interviewed on CBS This Morning and he used Dennis Rader and his family as a model for this and how they
mhm.
didn't know. And Carrie gets real big mad at Stephen King.
I have a little note. I wanna know your thoughts on this as a writer.
I mean, I'm gonna side with the writer here. You can
Okay.
use whoever you want for inspiration.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
and the movie is not like a blueprint of their lives.
right. But
It's not.
I also have empathy for her. I
Oh,
also understand where
1,000,000%.
she's
She
coming
didn't
from.
choose this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
you
I
never know
mean
what's gonna make you lose it, but
it's out there. It's out there.
yes, a lot.
Yeah. So she does an interview. She's like, that's it. I'm doing an interview and I'm going to own my story and I'm going to talk about it. And she even says she's pissed at Stephen King and
Like,
there's a rivalry now
big time.
between them.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
beef. Oh.
And she's still saying that she loves her father at this point. And I just have a note here. Like, could you imagine the internal conflict?
No, I was thinking
Like,
about
there
that.
has to be cognitive dissonance, right? Like,
You have to
you have to
survive.
compartmentalize.
Yes.
Yes. Like this is like I know people like this. You
Ye
know what?
Yeah.
A much lesser example of this is Cody Brown.
Oh,
Because when you
very
think
good
about
point.
it,
Yeah.
the kids who knew him as their father
Mhm,
is like he's a great father.
mhm.
And then this whole separate piece over here is
Yeah.
he's not that.
Yes. I mean, we are fresh off the Maddie Instagram stuff, like,
Mhm. Mhm.
you're exactly that's such a good point.
That
And
just must be how she has to live.
you would have to just get through it. I don't even know, just to not survival techniques, you have to do what you have to do.
Uh-huh. We see this with Michael Peterson's kids.
Oh,
They all
big time.
absolutely love him. Now, it is not proven that he is
No,
a murderer, okay?
no.
But they still,
Mhm.
they have to live in that way where they're like, the guy that's on the stand and in the news and that people are talking about, I have to separate that from the nurturer and person who loved me and raised me.
Because
That's
you
tough.
have it is tough because and then as we see Carrie navigating this, being like, Is this all even real? Like, was that even
Yeah.
real?" And that is just I can't imagine. I mean, and she's a therapized person,
Yeah.
which is good, but, I
Yeah.
mean, there's not enough. I
No, no.
just I
I
don't
know.
know. It's very interesting, and, another thing that isn't mentioned in this that I wanted to mention real quick, her
Mm,
husband being, like, not in it and they blacked out his picture, that
mhm.
is new. He used to appear in things, like, I've seen him in stuff
Okay,
before.
I wonder if they're breaking up.
Well, did I think they must be because she said the wedding scene or when she was talking about the morning he was caught, she said, "My husband at the time." She did
Mhm.
say that, so I think they
Mhm.
must not be together anymore because he used
Yeah.
to sit with her during interviews and
During
stuff.
interviews and stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
so I
All
don't
right.
know.
So now in 1974. So here's where we're going now with the documentary, right? She's
Mhm.
like, I was so conflicted and I avoided all the news and stuff. And then I started looking into the crimes. So now she's deep diving into them.
Oh, man,
And
that's a
in
good
1974, she says, my dad destroyed 4 members of a 7-member family. And a few months later, he had been laid off from his job and he really liked it. So poor Boo Boo was depressed. And I
It's
guess
a
decided to just wipe out the Otero family as collateral here, collateral damage.
yes, and this was one of the weird, like, kind of back and forth with this, you know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
Like, we kind
Well,
of lost I don't
go ahead,
know.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
okay,
think
it's just like
she's trying to make sense
yes.
of it. And I think if she can draw a direct line,
Mhm,
then it's
mhm.
not some scary, I don't know, like
That's a
it's
good
not
point.
a random, unexplained, like if
Mhm.
she can tie the events together.
Yeah. Yeah, she
'Cause
needs a cause.
'Cause there's gotta be a sense of you, and this is dark, but there's gotta be a
Be
sense of you
careful.
that is like, is this passed down? Is this some kind of
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean?
1,000,000%.
And we
It would
have
be
no
on the back of
reason
your
to
mind.
believe this. Right, we
No,
have no
but
reason to believe this, but I could see her thinking it.
who wouldn't amongst us? I mean, that would mess with you in the back of your mind at all times.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, all right, now we get some other people. We get Richard Lemunion. He is the Wichita police chief in the 70s. We get Larry. He's a journalist. Bill, another journalist. They tell us the entire Otero family was murdered in 1974. The older boy, Charlie, came home from school, found his parents and his siblings murdered.
Oh, poor
He tried
Charlie.
to untie them, then ran next door to seek help. The whole community was rocked.
I
At
mean,
the I can't even imagine.
oh, no.
Um, at the time, they thought maybe it was drugs or revenge,
Mm,
but there were other investigators who are like, but there's like a lot of sexual things at the
yes.
scene, so this doesn't feel like that.
Yeah,
Now
and he
we get go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and he doesn't take anything other than his little
No.
mementos. There's no
Yep. Nope.
burglary.
Nope. So now we get a lot of Kerri just driving around Wichita, thinking about her dad, like these
Yeah, going down
interspliced
memory lane a little
scenes.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tells us Dennis and her mother, Paula Dietz, met in 1970. They married 9 months later. We see some very cute pictures of Kerri as a baby. She
Yes.
says he was an involved dad. He treated her like a
Mhm.
tomboy. She was glued to his side, but he did have a temper. If they did something wrong, they knew about it.
Yeah, and she kind of smooths over that a little bit in this, but again, in her book, she goes into that and I mean, it was scary. She's trying to play it off, I think, a little bit as like, oh,
Mhm.
dad got mad sometimes, but I mean, there was one part in her book I remember. It was they were eating dinner and her brother and her dad got into an argument. Her dad just grabbed him by the throat. Like it's stuff
Oh,
like that that isn't
yeah.
just, it was scary.
Oof. Okay.
Now, she did say those things did not happen often, but
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
So now we meet Andrea Rogers. She's a childhood friend, and she says Dennis Rader was just like a normal neighborhood dad.
Of
Now
course.
I need your help here because
Okay.
we see footage of him in what looks like a sheriff's outfit,
Yes.
and he's like catching dogs. Was he some kind
He
of
he was a local, like, code enforcement officer, like, if your weeds are too tall, if you're, parking too close to the fire
okay?
hydrants, the dog catcher guy. That's why they call him that because there's a famous news interview of him from way before he was caught. He's being interviewed about a local stray dog problem, and they show a smidge of that in this,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going on about it, and even then, I mean, hindsight, obviously, but he
Mm-hmm.
has a very scary demeanor about him.
Well, I'm wondering too. Was that was a paid position? Because you
Yes.
know how like a lot of these guys want to do the fake cop stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, it was
So I'm like,
paid. He had a
okay,
very spotty job history. He was someone who he got fired a lot or lost his job quite a bit. He did not and he
okay,
did all kinds of different stuff.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So back to the Otera case.
Yes.
Bill, the journalist, says the cops kept a lot of the Otera stuff secret, close to the vest.
Yeah.
And they arrested at one time these two brothers, the Sebring brothers, who were
Mhm.
pedophiles, and they admitted they did it.
Mhm.
But the Wichita Eagle gets a letter that says, "No bitches, I'm the killer."
Yeah, he did not like that.
Oh, he's so fucking arrogant.
He's so arrogant, the way he speaks.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
And he gives them in this letter details that only the killer would have.
that were not released at all.
And here you go with the I don't even know how to diagnose this, what this is, but he literally says, "I'm writing this on behalf of the taxpayers." Because, I don't want the taxpayers to be paying for you to keep the wrong person in jail.
The people's champion,
Thanks,
BTK
buddy.
Dennis
Thanks.
Rader. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Meanwhile, you're taking out members of our society. Thanks.
Yes, he's a
Wow.
psycho.
So he gives himself his own nickname, BTK.
He's
He
into
says,
it.
"I'm a sex criminal
Mhm.
and I like to bind, torture, kill. I'm the BTK killer." Okay.
He loves the lore. He's very
Yes.
into the whole
Yes.
serial killer lore, like, that's a huge part of it for him, you can tell.
And at one point, the police are like, "Let's look and see if there's other crimes outside the area,"
Mhm.
but they can't find any. So they are pretty sure now that this is a local person.
Yes, absolutely.
So March 1977, Shirley Vian was
Mm,
murdered. She was a single mom with 3 kids.
this is
She
awful.
This is terrible. She was homesick and hashtag the 70s,
I was just
hashtag
gonna
Gen
say,
X.
ooh,
She
yeah,
sends her 6-year-old kid to the store. And I,
it
I don't blame her at all. This was very
no,
common,
absolutely.
especially in like a sleepy bedroom town. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is
Uh-huh.
not that Wichita's a small town, but it felt like a safe town. Let me just say
Yeah, and
that.
I think they were kind of in suburbia of Wichita.
Yeah. So on his way back, he runs into BTK, and BTK talks him into letting him in the house.
Mhm.
And he locks the kids in the bathroom. They escape through the bathroom window to scream for help. And the police on the scene are like, "Okay, this is connected. Something, because
Mhm.
Shirley is murdered in a similar way. BTK, bound, tortured, killed."
Yep.
And the kids are able to provide a little bit of a description, but it's just basically like he's got dark hair and he's in his like late
Yeah. I
30s.
mean, the oldest is 6, they're little.
Yeah. December 1977, Nancy Fox.
Mm.
Rader calls the police department to tip them off to this murder.
His phone calls and his tips, his
Mm.
smugness is so I I don't know. He's kind of like Michael.
Michael Peterson.
They have
Yes,
a
very
similar
much so.
vibe.
Yeah. The police released the call to the public. They're like, "Does anyone recognize this voice?" That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now they know they're all connected and then that they have a serial killer on their hands.
Mhm.
So, February 10th, 1978, Larry at the TV station gets a letter from BTK. In exchange for turning over the letter, Chief I can never say his name.
It's like yeah,
Lemunion. It's like
Lemunyon.
Lemunion, right?
Mhm.
Is on the newscast. He agrees to go on the news and he talks about BTK. And BTK's like, "How many people do I have to kill to get some notoriety around here? Come on."
Yep, he wants to be on the news. He loves this.
Wow. Okay.
And can I also say, I love this. Again, we're getting so much 70s news footage, 70s like
Mhm.
crime scene stuff. I
Mhm.
love it. I would have loved to I would love to be an adult in the 70s just for a minute if I could go back in time.
My mom and I talk about this all the time because I was born in 77. My mom was 21 when I was born. So she was like a young adult in the
Yeah, that's
70s. And she's like,
perfect.
"It was just fucking wild." Like, it was
That's
wild.
that's same my dad and your mom are about the same age, and yeah, his
Yeah.
stories, I love it, and I'm just like, "Oh, I would love to be a part of that."
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I just
now we have this cold case where, well, they're able to tie it to him, but it was
Mhm.
cold for a while.
Yes.
1974, Catherine Bright. So her brother Kevin was shot in the head and ran out into the street. His sister was being attacked and murdered inside. BTK was already in the house waiting for her when she got home, which is
Yes.
everybody's worst fucking nightmare.
1,000,000%. I mean,
Mhm.
while we're flinging shower curtains open and ugh.
Yep, yep. BTK tried to tie Kevin up, but he escaped by falling to the floor and playing dead.
Kevin was smart.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Kevin gave a description. White guy, 30 to 35 years old, 180 pounds, dark hair. You're not gonna
Yeah.
do much with that.
No, that's like
Mm.
everybody, I'm sure, in
Yeah,
Wichita at
you
that
need
time.
a tattoo or like a jacket or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you need something pretty specific.
and this doesn't stand out. I mean, he's pretty
Mm-mm.
basic looking.
Yeah. So more Kerri driving around Wichita. She goes to the old neighborhood. The house is torn down.
Yeah,
She's walking us around the yard, showing us different
trees
plants.
and stuff.
Like, okay, instead of this, I want to hear about BTK's upbringing.
Yes,
Talk about your
exactly.
grandparents.
Yes. That's what I thought we were gonna get in this. I thought it was going to be kind of like a companion piece more for her book
Mhm,
because
mhm.
that's where all it's so interesting. There's just so much more interesting stuff here.
Yeah. So she tells us it feels weird and what's happened to her family and there's a Karen lurking and yelling.
She
And
is yep,
this Karen can fuck right off cuz she's actually yelling, "She don't live here anymore. She don't have to go through this every day." Yeah, she
nope.
does have to go through this every fucking
Um,
day.
every day she's going through more than you are.
I
That's insane that she said that to them.
One of the reporters says Kerri didn't sign up for this. She's BTK's daughter. That's not her fault. And I agree
Yes.
110%.
Yes.
She says she's been hiding the trauma, the abuse, and everything.
Yeah.
And she's saying she's nervous that people will blame her for hiding things. But, she didn't, like, things are starting to come back to her that she
Yeah.
wasn't aware of.
Of course.
And now we see that she's working in Osage County, helping
Mhm.
on some cases, trying to tie them
Yeah, those
together.
cold cases.
She talks about the letters being sent, Kyla, and she says the last one was sent in 1979, the night of her first birthday.
Isn't that eerie? Like,
Yeah.
to be her and put yourself in that position and, like, the night of your first birthday party, your dad's writing his letter to the news.
Yeah.
I
Admitting
just
to murder. Mhm.
admit
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't even, it's like a movie.
So it took them 31 years to find him. Wow.
Do you
And he
remember when they did? I remember being
yes,
everywhere on the
yes.
news,
And he
everywhere.
got himself caught.
I love this story. This is one of my favorite, like,
Mhm.
getting his stories. I love it. I love that he genuinely thought they were gonna work with him.
Yeah, I agree. So guys, after 30 years, he never wrote to them after that
Nope.
first birthday, that letter in 1979. Done. Disappeared. I feel like it's a Scooby-Doo movie where he's like, "I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you, my damn ego."
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect. And they thought he was dead or in prison. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not around doing anything.
So he's like, "I'm bored." I very much
Mhm.
like Timmy and I have empty nest and we're like eating Kraft
Uh-oh.
macaroni and cheese and I'm drinking wine coolers.
There you
He
go.
decides he's gonna start reinvigorating his murdering career.
He's reflecting.
Yeah, he's an empty nester and he needs something to do. So he decides that he's gonna send the Wichita newspaper stuff from a killing that no one had connected him to,
Yep.
and that is Vicky Wegerly. Wedgerly, I think it is.
Yeah.
I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. It's
Yeah.
Wegerly,
I feel
Wegerly, I
like
think.
it's one that you're gonna hear both ways.
Yeah. September 1986, she was murdered. Okay, so this is interesting because he sent pictures of the crime scene. And the
Mhm.
detectives tell us when they got there, they were trying to save her, so they whisked her off immediately. So there was no picture taken
Yeah.
of the body at the crime scene, but his had her in it. So
Is
they
that not
knew
just
it was
ooh.
genuine.
Yes. He
Yeah,
was
it's
clever. I
eerie.
mean, he knew how to the pictures and his, like, mementos, it's so chilling
Yeah,
and oh, I don't know.
yeah.
He's everything's spooky.
So this rocks Wichita, and everybody's like terrified. Like, oh my God, this dude has been living amongst us.
And you would be like, "Here we go again," for these people that
Yeah.
have lived through it once already.
Yeah, and these poor fucking families.
Oh
Oh,
my god. I can't it would be like I'm sure especially the children that survive this, you would never
mhm.
feel at ease. I'm sure I can't even imagine the level of PTSD and then to have it like, boom, here we go again. Oh
So we actually see Shirley Vian's kid, the
yeah.
6-year-old,
Oh.
And he, to this day, is so guilt-ridden over the fact that he let that guy into his mother's home. Dude, you were 6.
You were so little. I felt so bad for him.
I just want to hug him.
Absolutely. You can tell this consumes him.
So BTK is so fucking arrogant that he even sends an outline of his memoir to the press. And I just wrote, what a douchebag. What a douche.
Oh, yeah.
They lure him into a sense of comfort. So at this point, the FBI is involved and the BAU is like, listen, this dude is an egomaniac. You got to keep him on the hook. Let him feel comfortable. And he will keep sending stuff like a moron.
Oh, he played right into it. He ate it up. That's exactly what he wanted.
So that's what they were doing. And he was indicating that he was watching the news. Like he would be like in a letter, oh, I saw so-and-so had a cold. Are they okay?
Yeah. Are they feeling better? Hope they're feeling better. Oh, he loves the game. He loves it.
And the news anchors are totally freaked out, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's creepy. I mean, and, it would be weird knowing that he knew who you were,
Yeah. So now we go to January 2005. He starts sending more clues, like go to this cereal box on this lone country road. And inside the cereal box, they find a Barbie with a noose around its neck.
Yeah, he's playing scavenger hunt. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Couldn't they get DNA off this box and this Barbie?
Yeah, DNA, fingerprints, something. Why didn't they do that? I mean, this was 2005.
It's 2005.
They could do that, right? Yeah, that's a very good point.
We are at this point 10
but
years
is that
past
where
OJ?
They did get the DNA?
No.
Yeah,
no.
At
no,
least.
No. They don't get the DNA here. We learn where they get the fucking DNA. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
You're about to hear me rage. So,
well, I support it.
Then he's like, hey guys, BT dubs, my new friends at the press. I'm going to send you some floppy disks and I need to know that you're not going to be able to connect me to them. So I'm safe, right? To send you that.
And the cops are with me.
The cops are like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
we have no way of figuring that out. Send it.
You're cool.
Send it to us. You know what? Lick the envelope closed when you're sending it to us.
That's awesome.
So they get the discs and the metadata immediately connects them to him.
To Dennis. I love how that's his username.
His username is Dennis. Like
just Dennis.
I was expecting his username to be Dennis_BTK.
Dennis, BTK. His birth year.
He was a congregation president at the Christ Lutheran Church. Yeah. And this is where they found that these files were being sent from. And so now, okay, this is where I need to discuss this. It is 2005. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now they need to figure out, well, we're pretty sure it's this Dennis Rader guy. Okay. We need to make sure. So we need his DNA. They go to Kerri's college, his daughter's college, where she has had a pap smear. And they get her DNA and they do ancestral DNA on it and find out that the BTK killer is her father.
Yep. Yeah. Ugh. It is shocking, isn't it?
It's shocking. So are they trying to match DNA to a crime scene? Yes, right? What crime scene do they have DNA from? Do we know?
So that's one of the things that they don't really, again, this doesn't go very deep at all, but at a lot of the crime scenes, which trigger warning, we're going to say some words. He would masturbate at every crime scene and leave semen behind. And they were able to test that. They had that from him. Okay.
All right. So I have a question for you. I am not a detective in any way. I am a couch detective. I am a poet. Okay. Not qualified to make this call. But my question is, if they just needed verification on the DNA and they had this username and they had this information, this is enough, I feel like, for a search warrant for his house.
1,000,000%.
And his DNA.
Yes. So exactly. This would be enough evidence for a probable cause affidavit. for a
Yes.
search warrant, which they can subpoena his wife and children for. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's insane that they just went and did that rather than even asking. They
It
weren't even
is
asked.
such a violation of her privacy.
Absolutely. And she, again, I keep plugging her book, but she talks about this in her book. And she was a
Good.
very religious girl who was very private and conservative in regards to her sexual life and health. And she
Mhm.
was utterly mortified that people
Well,
even knew she had a pap smear, let
and
alone,
I think that's the problem. I think if they had
yeah.
gone to her and said, "Here's what's happening.
Yeah.
Can we get a DNA sample from you? Can we swab your mouth?"
She
She
says that
probably
in
would
her
have been
book.
like, "Okay."
Yes, and also, this is not mentioned in this. Her brother was in the military at the time. He was active duty, and I do believe the Air Force or the Navy.
Okay.
So, again, I'm sure if they would have approached him
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
it's insane to me that that's where we went.
And the way that the cop said it, he's like, "Oh, it occurred to me, she went to Kansas State and I went to Kansas State, and they have
Yeah,
the Jonesburg Medical Center there. And I knew if I went over and just asked them for her pap smear, they would give it to me." No,
that's like me saying, it occurred to me that
no.
Amy also has feet. So she might have shoes. Yeah, like, what? That
I
was just
know.
the most I don't know, that just really
It's
it pissed me off too.
it was an invasion of privacy and it was
Yes,
gross.
it was gross,
And
and you
I
could
don't
tell it
think that would
really bothered her.
I don't think that would ever happen today,
No, I'm
because
glad
I
you
think
said
that would
that
be a
'cause
huge HIPAA violation, right?
it's a huge HIPAA violation, so medical records have to be subpoenaed. So, again, they would have had to subpoena that, but it's gross that no one reached out to her in the slightest.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
It's
no,
insane.
no. And I would feel like she would be embarrassed even now talking about it.
You
Like,
can
I'm sure she would prefer them to just be like, "We got a sample of Kerri's DNA and we matched it."
I know they said the word pap smear like 900 times,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Poor
"Oh,
girl.
I
Jesus Christ.
know. She's been through enough."
So she's 26 in February on February 25th, 2005, like we
Mhm.
said. She'd just been married. She's very angry about the DNA.
Yeah.
She says she was embarrassed and it felt like an invasion and she was mad at everyone. They
I
search the house and they find
Mhm.
a kill kit right on the coat closet.
Just hanging out in the closet.
Mhm.
That's what's crazy, right? Like, just right there in plain sight.
Well, it's funny because yesterday we were up in the woods trying to down a tree.
Oh.
And we had a situation where one tree was resting on another tree, and the
Yeah.
tree resting on the rester was
Yeah.
a huge tree that you don't want to come down on you.
Oh
The
god.
other tree was little. So I said
Okay.
to Timmy, "What we need to do is get chains around that little tree and tie it to your truck and pull it that way to pull out the support so the big tree falls,"
Yeah.
right? Did Timmy not produce a rope and a chain from his truck? And
Uh-oh.
I was like,
You're like,
"Oh my
"Whoa."
god, what are you doing in this truck?" He's like, "Oh, this is called a choke chain." He's throwing it over there. "This is a rope." I'm like, "Okay, you
You
need to
almost got
get control
Dennis.
of yourself, okay?
There's
Jesus."
tools.
Like
Like
don't ride around with that in your car.
Oh, can I tell you a funny
Oh,
story about that real quick? This is a
yeah.
quick side tangent. When I was an adjunct instructor, I taught anatomy and physiology, and, I would get cow hearts from a local butcher for my students to
Mhm,
dissect. And
mhm,
one night, I had picked up they would just literally put them in, like, hefty bags, and then I would put them
mhm.
in my back seat. And I got pulled over for speeding with those in the back seat, and the cop was like, "What the hell is that all about?" And I was like, "I
You had,
swear to
like,
you."
organs in the back
I had
seat?
organs, but luckily they were cow hearts, so when he opened the bag, they were huge, and I had,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
my
yeah.
work bag, and I was very pregnant at the time, so that
Mm,
helped because,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, "This looks weird. I get it."
Oh, I used to have my mom write me letters to get me out of dissecting anything.
I love that.
Yeah.
Go Your mom is so
I
cool.
couldn't do it. Couldn't
No,
do it, no. And I was a
no.
writer, I didn't have to. And once I
Just
was in
gonna say, what
college,
are
we didn't
you
have to do anything. No.
No,
No.
no, ew,
Mm-mm.
no.
So, they search the house, they find the kill kit. Now, the wife is plain out in denial. Like, she's like, "This is not," and
Oh,
again, I can't blame these people for being, like, stunned.
Yes, and
This
I mean,
as my gran would say, "This guy was good."
yes, he was
Yes. He
good, and
pulled one over on everybody.
he sure did, and his poor wife, I mean, like, they were just he was on his way home for lunch when he got
Yeah,
arrested, like, can you
yeah.
imagine?
Kerri called her mom while the cops were right there, and she's like, "Kerri, you know this is a horrible mistake. This is a horrible mistake." And now we come to this question, did the wife know anything? So I feel like this is a little different than Rex Huberman,
Mhm,
even though Rex Huberman's family did not know. When they
mhm.
interviewed the neighbors were all kind of like, "Oh, that fucking weirdo. Yeah, that
Yes,
makes total sense." But
yes.
this guy, everybody's
Mm-mm.
like, "No, he was like the model dad."
Yeah, he was just Dennis, like, neighborhood
Yeah.
Dennis, like, he wasn't any yeah, he didn't have that, you're exactly right, that's a really good parallel.
Yeah.
Ugh,
So, like you said, he got arrested. He was on his way home for lunch and he said to the cop, "Can you just call my wife and tell her I won't be home for lunch?"
that's so creepy to me, and I don't know why. That just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, cuz there's such a sense of well, I don't know the word I'm looking for. But like there's such a disconnect between the gravity of what is happening
Yes,
and what he
yes,
thinks is happening. Does
yes,
that make
and
sense?
he's om it does, and I bet part of him was almost excited, for lack of a better term, because of his love of this game. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a little part of him that was like, "This is what I've
Dennis
wanted."
Rader always thought he was the smartest guy in the room.
He's absolutely that guy. Yep,
Okay.
yep,
So
I would like to know what other people thought of him, like,
yeah. Yeah.
coworkers,
Yeah,
because
me
I bet
too.
he was kind of a dick.
Okay, there you go. That could have been something we had in this episode.
Yes, people in his
Okay.
life, ex-coworkers, guy got
Yeah.
fired a lot, like,
Yeah.
I wanna hear about that.
So now we have some police interviews and they show him how they caught him. And they're like, we got really good at tracking pedophiles on computers. So that's why, like, the computer investigation system is
Yep.
so advanced. And so we did that. And we have your DNA. And he goes, okay, I'm BTK. Like, he's like, okay, it's done. Game's over.
Yeah, he knew.
Now the floodgates open and he talks about every crime he's committed, including 2 crimes they have not linked him to.
Mhm. Yeah.
And this is where they have January 1991, Dolores David, and he's like, "Yeah, I
Aw.
just had some free time, so I just killed her."
Yeah. Do do do, like you say. Going down the
And
street.
around that same time, Kerri says her mother was super sick and in the hospital with pneumonia. And dad was super stressed because he was out of work and we had no money and he was trying to cook for all the kids and take care of us.
Mhm. Yeah, again, there you go.
So you go
When
murdering. Okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know when I have a bad day.
Mhm. April 1985, Marine Hedge. BTK says, "Huh, I did this on a scout thing. You know, that's a really good cover for a guy like me."
Uh,
And Carrie's like, "She was our neighbor. And I remember her going missing and then
yeah,
turning up dead."
that it's the way I if you've never listened to his confession or his testimony, it's something to listen to, guys. It's, like, jarring.
Wild.
It is
Yeah.
wild.
Carrie says his kill kit was a maroon bowling bag and he didn't bowl. Why didn't my mom question that? I
There's a
don't
lot to
know.
unpack there, right? I mean, we get into
Yeah.
some of that generational stuff,
Exactly.
culture, dynamics.
Exactly. Yep.
That's not fair, yeah.
Carrie says he killed Mrs. Hedge and took her dead body to the Christ Lutheran Church and changed her clothes and took pictures of the bondage.
That is so many things there. Like, what he must not have been worried. I'm sure this is his arrogance and narcissism. Like, what if somebody came?
I know.
I I don't know. I just ugh.
And he says, Kyla, that he told the cops that this was a fantasy, the BTK lair. He was working towards that. He had a goal. He had goals.
He yeah,
So
he's terrible.
when you think about it, he didn't write a letter for what, 30 years, right?
Mhm, mhm,
He supposedly went dormant for 30 years. Now we're learning that that's not really true. Like he killed
mhm.
someone in 1991, he killed someone in 1985. So an interesting thing is, how many more victims are there out there?
Exactly.
Are there any?
He famously, when he got arrested, said that he was stalking someone. He was, like, casing somebody, and they've
Mhm.
never said who it is. They say they know who it is, and that person knows who she is, but they've never publicly said it. And, there's gotta be he's not admitted it. I don't know. That one intrigues me because he's so, like, braggadocious about it.
Mhm.
I don't know.
He told the cops he was busy with church and his family. So like there would have been a lot more murders if he had his way.
Yeah.
So he is 59 when they arrest him. The people just cheer. The families finally have an answer. They have some
Mhm.
justice. Like I said, Steve Relford, Shirley's son, is still upset.
That
That
poor
was
guy.
so many years ago.
Yeah.
The neighbors are stunned, and the Christ Lutheran Church is rocked by this. They're like, he
Yeah.
seems so normal.
Yeah, the minister, he's like, "I have no idea." Like, that guy has no idea what to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So this is interesting because Kerri talks now about the first few days after the arrest,
Mhm.
and she kind of says it felt like a funeral.
That
Like
makes
people
sense.
were, yeah, it makes total sense. People were bringing them food, trying to help them. They were at
Telling
times laughing
stories.
and at times
Yeah,
sad and at times mad. And it was like just this, because when you think about it, it is a death of something.
absolutely. I mean, it's a defining moment in their lives,
Mhm.
obviously, and there's loss there.
Yeah.
And what do you say? Think about that. Think about one of your childhood friends who's, like, their dad's a serial killer, and you go to their house with, like, a casserole, and then what? What do you do? What do you say?
I don't know. I
Like,
think the important thing that you say, not that I'm giving like advice here because
well,
this is a common situation, but you never know.
you never know.
Um, I think that you really need to support the person and let them
Yeah.
know like you don't think lesser of them,
Yes, and that
just
they're
of
a
the
person.
parent. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
ugh,
this happened with my gram when, I always tell the story about she was friends with the girl whose father cut her mother's head off with the axe.
oh my god, I forgot about
Um, Graham remained friends with that girl and never judged her on her father's axe head cutting. Mhm.
good job, Graham.
Yes. You know what it was? The ease and the casualness with which she told that story, and we were always so horrified as children.
I love you're like,
The
sometimes
wife came home from work, handed the husband her paycheck, and he chopped her head off with an axe. That was my Graham's story to us as little kids.
and were you guys, like, just frozen in terror, or
Yeah, yeah,
that's
pretty
awesome.
much. So so Kerri does mention now that her mom wanted her to sleep in the same bed with her that night, and she couldn't do it.
This was very interesting, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now she tells us she's estranged from her mother right now,
I
and
need to
she
know what happened.
says things were good as long as they were towing the line. You get up, you go to work, you don't tell anyone, but Kerri couldn't do that anymore. So I wonder if when she wrote her book, she wasn't as outspoken as she is in later years. When did her book come out?
It it's been a minute. It's gotta be, I would say, between, like, I would guess between 2015, 2019, maybe. I think it
2019.
okay, I
2019.
thought it was before COVID.
Mhm. Mm.
She tells a lot. I could see the book maybe causing some issues because she tells a lot of intimate family stories.
Okay.
Um, she really goes deep into, like, her childhood, and she does go into his childhood. Um,
She wrote a
and
second book. Do you know this?
I did not. Is it in, like, another memoir?
In 2023, yeah, I guess she a deeply insightful journey through the lasting trauma brought on by her father's heinous crimes as BTK.
Ooh,
She
I'll
breaking free, overcoming the trauma of my serial killer father.
I'll definitely be using an Audible credit on this.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I need to know because it's a huge 180 from the book ending. Everything was fine with her and her mom and her brother and her husband, so this was just nuts
Mhm.
to me.
So she brings up a really good point, and we talk a lot about on our reality TV podcast, Little Miss Recap. We talk a lot about the sins of the parent,
Mhm.
and she talks about that here. She says like mom can divorce him, and be separate from him forever. But I am always tied to him. I look like him. I sound like him. I
Yeah.
am part of him.
Yeah.
So, like, you need to learn to separate that. And I thought that was a really good point.
It was very good point. Very insightful.
So
Kerri.
she starts writing him letters. And in these letters, she's kind of apologizing to him at first, saying, like, I didn't turn you in. I thought this was a mistake. I hope nothing happened to you when you were a little boy. Maybe you can give us answers someday.
Yeah.
And he returns her letters and he's like, thank you. I was beginning to think nobody would write to me. I might be looking at an insanity plea. And she says everybody was really frustrated because they didn't want to go through a trial. They wanted him to plead guilty. And they didn't really want the insanity plea because he's not insane.
No.
So he does plead guilty in June of 2005. And in court, in front of the victims' families, he goes into detail of each murder. And he goes on for 45 minutes.
He's telling this like someone asked him to tell you what he did over the summer. The casual matter of factness. And that one part was like, let me think if I remember correctly.
Oh, and then I, put a bag over her head and slit her throat. Like,
it's shocking. And, it's chilling to watch. It is truly chilling to watch.
The victims' families are in this courtroom and they are just like sobbing, horrified.
Did you see him dabbing his eyes with a tissue when they were giving victim him? Oh, I know. I just wanted to.
He can fuck right off.
Yep. Oh, poor Dennis.
No, poor Popo. So, the family, his family, Kerri and her mom and her brother, they were not there.
No.
She said they wanted the victims' families to have that time. Now he's giving a lecture on serial killers. What the fuck? I wrote. What is happening?
He knows everything. Obviously, the FBI is going to need his expertise on this.
So now this comes out at the sentencing hearing that he was engaging in bondage. And there's all these pictures that come up and the DA shows them. And it's like he had drawings and plans and notebooks and pictures of himself in bondage, dressed in the victim's clothing. He wore masks. He hung from trees. It's something.
It's a lot. And he did this like there's pictures of him like partially burying himself in the woods and like doing weird things like this. He had some cojones on him to do some of this in kind of broad daylight, not broad daylight, but like semi-open places like the woods, these churches. Like, it's nuts. And this stuff had to take time. Like setting up his photo
where was he saying he was?
That's what I want to know. Like, I know we'll never know. We'll never know what he was telling his wife. But I have a feeling he was using scout trips a lot if he's saying this is a perfect cover. And I don't know. That's a
the
lot.
Boy Scouts have enough problems. Can we not intertwine BTK with them?
They don't need this.
So, like you said, the victim impact statements are really powerful. The Oteros are there, siblings of the victims. It's really sad.
It's awful.
He's wiping his eyes, and I just wrote, are these crying adjacent behaviors as Dr. Adam has
Dr. Adam
termed. When it's BTK's turn to talk, the victims' families walk out.
Yep.
And he is shook.
Yeah, the look on his face. Yeah, he is. He is shooketh. He's shocked that no one would want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, he's like, Your Honor, should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he goes on to give his award show speech.
Yeah, he thanks the people. He thanks the police. He thanks the victims' families. Fuck right off and get my name out of your mouth.
Honestly, I don't know. I can't imagine sitting in that room and looking at him and being like, what is happening? I don't even know. I feel like I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. I probably would have just busted out in laughter.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I would have been crying. We all know
that too.
Crybaby
yeah. Listen, I'm a crybaby too.
Are you?
It. Oh, big time.
Are you joining the club? We're reclaiming it.
Yes, no, I love it. You and Becca and I'm with you. I cry over all the things. I cried during this a couple of times for Kerri.
Good.
I did.
Good.
I get it.
We need to normalize being a crybaby. We're bringing it back.
Yes. Absolutely. Things
We
will
will
set
no
me off
longer
that
live in the shadows or the shame.
we are warriors. We can have Ace organize a 5K for us since
There we
he's
go.
always organizing those.
I'm also a deviated septum warrior, so I could do
You
both.
are? Mitchell's a
Mhm,
deviated warrior or
there we go.
deviated septum warrior. There you
Yep,
go.
there we go. So he is sentenced to 175 years in prison. That seems like
Mhm.
enough.
That's fair.
And Kerri says the night Stephen King pissed me off was a door cracking open and everything came out. And that's when she sat down and wrote her book.
Yeah.
Now she is sitting surrounded by his stuff. And she says, unfortunately, who I am is so wrapped up in him.
Mhm.
And because she has sort of become and we saw her in the Long Island serial killer
Yeah.
documentary, House of Secrets or whatever, when she's talking to the Huberman children. She has become an advocate for this
Yes.
weird position of being the child of a killer.
And I have a question for you about that, actually. I'm glad you said that because I wrote down a question for you about this.
Mm.
How do you think she feels about that? Because there was a couple times she said things that made me think that maybe she unintentionally did this and that she's kind of like, oops, but here I am now.
Yeah. I think that I agree with you. There
Okay.
seems to be some sort of not regret, but like, okay,
But
well,
this is
this
what
is
I'm
where
doing
I
now, I
am now.
guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, because when she says that her therapist was like, "Do you think this is a good idea?" And she's like, "What am I
Mhm.
gonna do? It's my career."
I think that Kerri is somebody whose life has been defined by other people,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
she is regretting that she's allowing it to still be defined by him. But
Yes. And see,
what
and
I
this is
want
where I
what
could cry thinking about that because it
what
just
I
breaks
would
my heart.
what I would say to her if I met her is what you are doing in this advocacy work for this very unique population of people
Mhm.
is your legacy. Like you're doing
Ye
this work that has nothing to do with your father.
Absolutely,
I
in
hope
this
she sees that.
yes, because I feel for Carrie.
I do too.
She's I feel like she is really still really struggling, and, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, she's going to forever, but I felt so bad for her. She just does not seem happy
No,
at all.
we don't often think of when things like this happen that there are two families or
Mhm.
we don't often count the victims or
Yes.
the perpetrator's family as
Yes.
victims, but they are in a way. They're
Are.
not the same kind of victim, but
No,
they are
but
also a victim of this person.
because think and then especially to know that they don't even speak, like, they're estranged, like, "Oh, that broke my heart." They don't even have each
Mhm.
other anymore, and, like
I remember many years ago, so the Columbine school shooters, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, Dylan's mother did a TED Talk. Do you remember
I
this?
yes, love I her book too, read her book.
Yes, she wrote a book and she did a TED Talk, and what she talked
Fabulous.
about is how she missed the signs of her son being suicidal, in her
Mhm,
words, and she framed that shooting as a murder-suicide.
mhm.
She got a lot of pushback from the school shooting survivor community, a lot of pushback.
Yes.
In retrospect, though, she also suffered, you know what I mean? And that's her voice.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of nuances here that I'm jumping around because when you
Mhm.
look at something like Sandy Hook and the parents are buying the weapons, then that becomes are you complete
Right.
like it's a whole
Oh,
there's a lot of
yes,
nuance in this.
100%. Yeah.
But I'm saying like we've seen this. I only bring up that example and I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree. I'm
No,
just
but I
saying
thought
like
of that example, Amy. I
we've
thought of her.
seen this before.
Yes,
Right. And Carrie she is a victim of her father.
she is, and
It's a
it's
different victimhood. I want to make that very clear.
yes, but it's still real, and
Yeah.
it's her reality, and that's something that
Yeah.
I always try to think about, you know what I mean? Like, you
Mhm.
and, like, again, like your mom, her advice, these people shared their stories, like,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
need to give them that, benefit of listening to it, and
Yeah.
it's her reality, and I can't even imagine, and I'm fortunate that I can't imagine that.
Yeah. So BTK called all of his victims projects.
That's so creepy.
And Kerri, has all these notes of his. And she says in these notes, there's 70 or 80 projects. So she's like, are
Yeah.
there more?
Yeah. It's
So now we get this section. I just want to trigger everybody that we're going to talk about child sexual assault or abuse. So please, if you don't want to hear that, jump ahead about 5 minutes. Maybe 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we get this section where Kerri talks about finding notations in the notebook that have her name on them. And leads her to believe that she may have been abused as a very young child.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is interesting because what she says, and I could totally see this. She said, as a young child, I was very scared of my bedroom at night. And she could never put a name to why. Like, she always attributed it to outside factors. Like, there was some bad guy getting in the house, you know? She said she wet her bed. She had night terrors. Like, she always felt like her childhood bedroom was an unsafe space. And now she wonders if 2 things. She wonders if he was in her room. And she wonders also if this was her intuition saying there is a bad man in your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was I could have had an hour and a half of that.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. This stuff is fascinating. Yes. We all know, like, not to be reductive, but like, we all know what BTK did.
Yeah.
And we've seen all the documentaries. This is what's interesting. I want to hear about Kerri. I want to hear about this. I totally agree with you.
Like, what I would have loved to have seen is she sitting down with other victims who've gone through this? And if they'd agree to talk, like, because it could help build empathy for a community that a lot of people don't think about either.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I just wrote this poor woman. Law enforcement actually asked her to go see her father in prison to ask him if there were more murders. So she says she's the only one who could find this out, and they need to know before he's dead. And she says, when I saw him, he was frail. He was in a wheelchair. He was crying. And she said she intended to go in there, ask him, and leave. But she ended up spending hours with him.
Of course you would.
She says he didn't want to talk about the cold cases. What he wanted to do was reminisce, and he was pissed off at her that she didn't want to reminisce.
Yep.
He says it's just the 10, and turns super angry. She asked him about the notes in his journal about her. He says, that was just a fantasy. I never touched the family. Okay. The fact that it was a fantasy is even grosser.
That's even worse. I could not agree with you more.
And is grosser a word? No.
I don't. More gross? I don't know.
It's disgusting.
No, it's awful. It's awful. And the fact that that's your like, oh, be done with it. It was just a fantasy. Because she was what, 2, 3 at the time?
Yeah.
I mean,
so he was gaslighting her. He was manipulating her, saying, you brought this on yourself. And she said, I had always been able to find some semblance of humanity in him until that day. At the end, she meets up with friends she grew up with, and they're laughing and joking. And I wrote, it's very nice to see her happy.
And to see people who know her from the before.
Yes.
That know her.
Yes. And that's where we leave her. That's the end of the documentary.
Yeah.
Again, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. It is not our best thing from Skye Borgman. She's done.
She's
almost felt rushed. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know. It just, there was a lot of, I thought we were going to talk about this more, and then we just kind of stopped and didn't mention it again.
So this could be the problem. Skye Borgman is pumping out a lot right now.
Does she have like one of those Netflix contracts?
That's what I'm wondering.
She must, because I mean, that's how many alone in the past like year and a half have we seen from her?
So she started with Pebbles in 2005, which was a short film. She did Junk Dreams in 2010, Axe to Grind 2015. So you're hitting like every 5 years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then Abducted in Plain Sight happens in 2017. That's the thing that I think puts her on the map. And then you have, in very quick succession, Dead Asleep, Girl in the Picture, I Just Killed My Dad, Sins of Our Mother, The Truth About Jim, Unknown Number, The Catfish,
And they're
Fit
like
for TV. Like, they're quick. It's quick.
they're
It's
quick
2 or
and
3 a year.
they're hit or miss. Some of them are good, some of them
Mhm.
are not so good. I thought Sins of Our Mother was really good.
I did too. I
That's
thought The
one.
Truth About Jim was really good.
That was really
Even
good
though there
too.
was, like, no resolution, I thought it was beautifully shot and a well-told story.
Yes, I know some people
Mhm.
don't like it when there's no resolution. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I know that going into it, I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
But no, it's interesting, and I don't know. I hope that this isn't a pattern we see forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
Because I
know.
do like her work.
I love her work.
I mean, Abducted in Plain Sight is, like, cult classic. I
Oh,
mean,
that is wild.
I've
We
that
just
episode
covered it, guys.
I know.
3 episodes ago, we covered it.
I listened to that, like, 3 or 4 times that week. I just did. I
It's
was
real
'cause
wild.
Mitchell was like, "Are you listening to that again?" And I was like, "Leave me
It was
alone."
real wild. The I Need Some Release.
Yes!
I need a release, yeah.
I just
Mhm,
oh,
mhm,
poor sweet,
mhm.
sweet baby Bob. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, we're at the end. There's
Yep.
nothing to solve here.
Nope,
So, the
it's
case has
solved.
already been solved.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
not a lot of work for a couch detective on this one.
Mm-mm.
But, I mean, I think and I don't want the 2 things to be conflated. I don't want people to think I'm saying, like, Kerri Rawson is not interesting or doesn't
Oh
have a
gosh,
story to tell or
quite the
shouldn't.
opposite.
Yeah, I'm gonna read her book. I think
You
I'll feel
really need to.
differently
It's
there.
very good, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of questions that you will get answered in there, and, it paints a bigger picture of Dennis's childhood,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And please, nobody tell Sky Borgman what we said about her, okay? We still love
no.
her. We still love her.
Love
She gave us
her,
Abducted in Plain Sight.
yeah,
We love
it's
her.
just we're saying this is just not her usual stuff. Yeah, we love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. All right, Kyla, thank you.
You're very welcome, thank you.
Thank you, as always, for bringing the knowledge, for bringing the background, for bringing your passion for true crime. We appreciate you.
Given that useless Rolodex brain of mine a time to shine, I appreciate that.
Guys, if you think we've earned it, please consider leaving us a 5-star review. It helps people find the podcast. We're still a little baby
Mhm.
podcast. We need to
Little
get out
baby.
there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Or